What's up, everybody? Another beautiful day here in New York City. Still affected by this pandemic, but not letting it get us down. I'm going out for a ride because it's like 70 something degrees. It's amazing out here, and I'm not the only one that had the same idea. There is a ton of people out here on the roads, on the sidewalks. People are getting out, enjoying this weather. That's good. So yeah, basically what I'm doing right now is I'm going to go scope out a ramen shop that I'm gonna hit this week, well, this coming week. It's called Moe's Original. It's in Brooklyn, and they're only doing takeout right now. Obviously they don't allow sit down eating in the restaurants because of the virus thing, but they are doing takeout ramen. If you've checked out some of my other ramen content, you'll see I actually did a takeout ramen video last week, and I was kind of let down actually. It wasn't necessarily that the ramen itself was not of good quality, because it was actually pretty good. I had been to the place before for a sit-down experience, but decided to do the takeout because I haven't had ramen in a while. Anyways, long story short, I was just kind of let down because like they didn't even get the order right. I don't want to hate on them too much, but I mean, you don't have people sitting in the restaurant to take care of, to like bring water to and take care of. So in my opinion, that should make you focus even more about getting the order right, for the right price at least. And yeah, whatever, enough about that. I'm on this place, I'm heading over to this place called Moe's Original. It was referred to me by Yan. She's actually one of the big driving forces for me going out and getting ramen all the time, and she finds all these cool places for us to go to. So this week we're gonna go out to Moe's and give this spot a shot. It's actually supposed to be like a like Cuban fusion Japanese restaurant that has ramen. I only looked at the website for, you know, a little bit, but it seemed like it was pretty cool, and the ramen descriptions seemed like they were pretty interesting. So I'm heading over to the spot right now. I'm not actually getting ramen. I'm just gonna go scope it out, see, you know, what the area looks like. Just get out of the house, actually, get on the bike and enjoy the weather. And this is a good excuse to go over here and ride. But while I'm on my way over there, I also want to talk to you guys about why people hate motorcyclists. And maybe hate is a strong word. Maybe people don't necessarily hate motorcyclists, but I feel like this negative vibe, especially in New York, but it's really everywhere I've been, except for Japan, where people just have this like negative view of motorcyclists. And in all honesty, it's not out of nowhere. Like, motorcyclists actually kind of bring it on themselves by some of the dumb stuff we do. And I just want to talk about some of those things. I think number one, honestly, reason that people don't like motorcyclists is just they don't understand the lifestyle.
Why do people hate us? People fear what they do not understand.
You know, everybody seems to be comfortable in their humdrum, boring ass lives, driving around their cars. They have no idea in their brains why somebody would want to put themselves onto a two-wheel death machine and use that for a commuter or for fun. But it's definitely not for everybody. This lifestyle is definitely not for everybody. Some take it more serious than others, that's for sure. Popo's out. Yeah, actually, the police have been out like yeah, they've been out like crazy. Come on now, what are y'all doing going 40 miles an hour? That makes no sense whatsoever. Jeez. Just because you pass a police officer, you gotta go down to 40? Jeez. But yeah, people just don't understand. They don't understand the lifestyle, and so there's just a general fear of like what motorcyclists do and what we're about. I think part of that too is that over the years there's been this just negative stigma about all bikers being involved in gangs and causing problems and being outlaws and all this other crazy stuff. which, I mean, there is a sect of the motorcycle culture that is involved in things like that, but unfortunately, you know, that percentage of riders has to give everybody a bad name overall. It is what it is. I mean, that in itself is not going to stop me from getting out here on a bike and enjoying life. I think to kind of add on to that a little bit as well is that people don't understand why we do the things we do. And just the other day, actually, I was driving my van. I was out here on the belt, and a bunch of bikers passed me splitting lanes. Now, in New York State, splitting lanes is illegal. It is straight up illegal. I think the last time I checked, the only state that it was actually legal to lane split, to lane filter, is California. So it is illegal here. I think most drivers, most cage drivers, don't know whether it's legal or illegal. They just straight up don't like it. But when bikers are filtering lanes or splitting lanes, a lot of them have a tendency to just rev the shit out of their engines, just make a loud scene as they're going by all these cars. And, like, you know, grandmas, grandpas, people that don't know about us, they get scared when they hear that type of stuff near them. So that's just another thing in itself that even, like, adds to the negative image, is that we're just going around making noise, scaring people, doing illegal things like filtering lanes. They don't understand why we do it, why we want to be heard, why we want people to know that we're there, and actually why we do stuff like filter lanes, why there is a benefit to doing stuff like that in traffic situations. So those things kind of, I guess, mold together. People just don't understand us and why we do what we do. I'd say I see a lot of YouTube videos with bikers, you know, recording as they're riding, and bikers are so sensitive about people pulling out in front of them or, you know, getting close to them in their lane. You know, motorcyclists, they could be all over their lane, left side, right side, middle, just weaving back and forth, doing all this crazy stuff, revving their engines, pull out in front of people and take off. But the first time somebody pulls out in front of them, even with plenty of cushion, you know, maybe that person could have waited, but just the littlest sign that somebody is going to come out in front of a motorcycle rider and they want to flip out, honk their horn, smash mirrors, flick people off, pull up to their windows and start talking smack. Like, come on, people, don't be so damn sensitive. You know, you got to realize we are more nimble, we are more maneuverable than these cars out here, and we are a smaller target. They don't see us, even if they are trying to pay attention, even if they are, you know, not on their cell phone. So stop being so sensitive. Stop causing problems just because you feel entitled, like you own the road, like everybody's got to walk on eggshells around motorcyclists. Like, you chose to ride a bike. It's inherently more dangerous than driving a car. Just drive defensively and get over it. Shit. But yeah, the mirror smashing and the cussing out of motorists is just, that's not necessary. It doesn't really do much. I think half the time the motorist has no idea what even happened anyway. So you just look like a douchebag cussing somebody out when they have no idea what they did wrong. Another thing I noticed the other day when I was sitting in traffic, actually, was you know, like when I see bikers in my side mirror that are coming up on me, they're filtering, that are trying to get to the front, being responsible, not going too fast, I'll move the hell over. I mean, if I have enough time that I can see them, I'll move over in my lane so that I can give them more room to get by without, you know, having to worry about navigating around mirrors or whatever. And a lot of people are the complete freaking opposite. There's a lot of haters out here. That's another reason why people hate us in general, is just they are haters themselves. They don't want to see somebody get in front of them in traffic. They have this mentality that if I have to sit here and wait for the next hour going down the Belt Parkway, everybody's got to sit and wait for the next hour going down the Belt Parkway. I'm not, obviously most bikers aren't gonna have the same thought process. I know there are some out there that do, but I don't give a shit. If somebody is on a bike and they want to get to the front of the pack in traffic, I let those dudes go. Let them go. It's not gonna make me get to my destination any faster or slower. Why people gotta be haters? Just straight up haters to the bone. That's really, that only reason is that they are just haters in general. Not necessarily anything that the motorcyclists did or didn't do. Haters. Then we have the people out here that want to police everybody else and not themselves. You know, I see the people that, as I just talked about, the people that are sitting in traffic, they notice motorcycles coming up in between, and they'll actually move over to block them, to give less room. I guess in their heads they feel like, well, I'm doing these guys a favor by making them slow down. Maybe they should slow down instead of filtering this group of traffic. And they want to try and police motorcyclists. These are the same people actually that I've seen. Alright, truth be told, post in the comments below if you've ever seen this happen. Alright, so I know, I can feel what goes through people's heads when I see this type of thing. Right, so I'm going down the Belt Parkway, going in the middle lane, normal speed, maybe 5 over the speed limit, and then let's say there's a car in front of me, a truck in front of me, a pickup truck, going similar speed, like I'm just, you know, keeping my safe distance behind them, and a BMW or some other nice little sports car blasts by me, you know, cuts over into the left lane and takes off, you know, or it's just in general going a lot faster than the flow of traffic. I could feel it in my bones. I can see it happening when that dude in the truck in front of me floors it and tries to catch up with that sports car and tries to like tailgate them. Like, what are you trying to do, dude? Like, are you trying to like prove a point or have some fun and race? I don't really get it, but I see that shit all the time. Like, if I see people do that on the highway, especially if I'm just in my van or like another economy car, I'm not trying to like tailgate somebody because they were speeding. I let them go. If they go up way down the road and they get pulled over by a police officer, that just takes more heat off me. Like, people get what they deserve in most cases, you know? So I'm not gonna be world police out here trying to like tailgate somebody and scare them or block their flow of traffic or any of that other stuff. But some people just feel like they need to police everyone else, and a lot of times motorcyclists, I mean, you're not going to catch up. You're not going to be able to ruin my day unless you're seriously like swerving into my lane or doing something crazy to block me. But there are people out there like that. They just feel like they need to police everybody else. You know, I won't talk all that shit about everybody, because there are a lot of people out here that show a lot of love for the bikers, like especially kids. Like when kids are in the back seat of a vehicle and they see us ride by, they'll like wave and give us thumbs up and like smile and laugh. But I've even had just like people on the side of the street in general, they'll like see me ride and like throw me a thumbs up or something like that. That's pretty cool. Also, motorcyclists, we do in general do some pretty dumb shit to make people not like us being on the road around them, like speeding, for example. I'll admit, it's rare to find me tootling around on a sport bike going 5 or 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. 5 or 10 over, sure. Have I gone faster than that? Not admittedly, but you know, when you blast by somebody going 20 over or more, that also gives people a bad taste in their mouth. Not even that they want to police you or they're hating on you. They just, you know, these people got families. They got sons and daughters and mothers and fathers that are in the vehicles with them, and you know, one little stupid mistake by Johnny Kawasaki, and his motorcycle goes to the back of their minivan. That ends up being, as Cycle Cruiser says, it ends up being a real effed up day. And it happens more often than we'd probably like to admit. What the f are you doing, man? It probably happens more often than we'd like to admit, you know? Every one of us seems to think that we're like exempt from the rule, you know, we're exempt from the club. I don't do that. Or if I do that, I do it safer than everybody else. Like, come on, man. If you've gone 30 miles an hour over, 40 miles an hour over the speed limit before, you're pretty much lumped into that same group. It's actually a little steamy out here. Oh shit, 675. My boy King, he's got one of them. Same color too, red. Alright, where's there a gas station? Is there one even around here? One thing that you see all the time in videos is just the huge groups of bikers speeding through the city, popping wheelies, revving their engines, swerving all over the place, doing burnouts. Like, don't get me wrong, I think that's entertaining as hell, but that's the kind of stuff, it just makes it hard on us. That's why they got, and they're all like stolen bikes or expired registrations, or people have their licenses revoked. But that's why they have all these stupid motorcycle checkpoints, specifically to catch these types of people. And why NYPD is like super anal retentive about motorcycle activity and anything that goes on. I mean, NYC is pretty unique in a lot of different ways, so it's probably not the same everywhere, I'm sure. Don't speed in Virginia, by the way. Don't ever speed in Virginia. Hopewell, Virginia. Don't ever speed there. Or heading to Emporia. Don't speed in Emporia, because they will get your ass. You talk about a speed trap. They're proud of that. What a nice freaking day, Bob. It's actually kind of steamy in this leather jacket that I got on here. Ha! Which brings me to another point. Another reason why people hate motorcycles or hate motorcyclists is because everybody's got an uncle or a brother or somebody that got into a terrible motorcycle accident and messed themselves up for the rest of their life and vowed that they would never ride a motorcycle again. I've heard the stories everywhere. My uncle got into a motorcycle accident when he was blah 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 blah, and he's never been the same since, or whatever. Honestly, I've heard the stories too. People I know have had accidents like that, but a lot of times, let's be honest, if people are wearing the right gear, if they're wearing the right gear, they won't be messed up for the rest of their life. Sure, they might learn a lesson, they might be pretty hurt, but if they're not doing something so ridiculous and they are wearing the right gear, most of the time people aren't going to be that messed up. Mind you, like I said, I know there are cases where people get hurt, and it's just motorcycling is dangerous. It's inherently dangerous. But, you know, tooling around town 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, if you're wearing a leather jacket with pads, some knee pads, and some boots, you got a pretty good chance of coming out of that. Oh, BP. Yeah, we going there. I like their gas. Yeah, drink it up. I like BP gas. I don't know, most of the vehicles I've ever owned, I feel like BP's just one, gets better gas mileage, and the car just, or bike just performs more smoothly. It could be in my head, but all right, onward to ramen shop. You know, you and I, if we're riders, we understand the fact that, you know, that fate of having a real effed up day isn't for everybody. Like, not everybody gets themselves in that situation. But unfortunately, the everyday driver, motorist, they just see these things as two-wheel death machines. And that stupid old saying, there's two kinds of riders, those that have been down and those that are going down. And I mean, I guess in a way, in a weird, strange Twilight Zone-y way, I just went down at the track for the first time ever in my motorcycling life, which I wouldn't necessarily count as falling into that statistic. Literally, yes, have gone down, so I'm one of those. But riding the street, which is what majority of people stick to, it's entirely possible to ride these streets and never go down. If you don't push the limits of your skills and you try and ride defensively instead of being a douchebag out here, it's real easy to stay safe. And like, even right now, there's a lot of cars around me, but I'm scanning, I'm looking across the road. People are gonna open their doors, dogs are gonna run out, people are gonna run out, hobos are gonna come ask me for change. You know, I got my eyes open for stuff like that. I think in most situations around towns, even where it's heavily populated, if you're paying attention and you're aware of the different, you know, dangers that are out here, it's entirely possible to stay safe on these streets. Now, you take little trips up north and you're hitting the twisties at double or triple the recommended speed limit, then, well, shit can happen. But not everybody does that. Not everybody's got that mentality. Damn, this fire truck's going straight up the wrong way? What are we supposed to do about that? What are we supposed to do about that? Can we go by you, dude? What? Alright. Oh, something's going on down there. Got you. What's going on down here? Seems that fire truck caused quite a commotion. Mo's Original right there. Huh. That shit does not even look open. Is this a turnable street? Yeah, we're gonna turn right here. So here's the spot I'm gonna be going tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Thursday this week. Mo's Original. Hopefully it's good. Looks kind of classy from right here with the plants and whatnot, but it also looks bright and open. Are they open though? That is the question. Parking's probably gonna be an issue. Maybe I'll take the bike Throw Yan on back and take the bike out here. But anyways, folks, that's all I wanted to talk about for today. Why motorists hate motorcycles, motorcyclists. And there's things we can do to stop it, but there's some things we can't control. I just hope you guys are safe out here. Stay alert. Stay away from all this virus nonsense. And as I usually say, leave this world better than you found it. Take it easy. Another way you can support the channel is going over to my Teespring storefront and picking up some Gymkhana Josh merchandise. Check it out. The link is in the description below.